All right, so let's jump right into this. You've been following this whole Adani Group thing, right? It's been
Oh,
crazy.
yeah,
There's
definitely.
been a ton of twists and turns. But there's a new development. Adani's making a pretty big exit from their consumer goods venture, Adani Wilmar.
Wow.
We're talking a $2 billion deal here.
Huge.
And today we're going to kind of try to unpack what this means for Adani and kind of what it means for their future, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big move, especially given the timing. This is the first major thing we've seen them do since that U.S. bribery indictment back in November.
Oh, right.
So it makes it super interesting to try to figure out what's going on here.
Right. $2 billion is not chump change. What I find really interesting is like, why now? So just for anyone listening who needs like a quick refresher, what exactly is Adani Wilmar?
So Adani Wilmar is a huge player in the Indian consumer goods market. Founded back in 1999, it's a joint venture between Adani Enterprises and Singapore's Wilmar International. You probably know them best for their Fortune brand of cooking oil.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably like in everyone's pantry right now, right?
Right, yeah, exactly, like a staple in Indian kitchens. But they don't just make oil. They also produce a whole bunch of other products like flour, rice, sugar, all sorts of things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're pretty big.
It's like a household name.
Hmm.
So they've got like 23 plants across 10 states, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't like a small operation. Why would they want to step away from something that seems to be so successful?
Well, officially, they're saying that they want to use this money to turbocharge growth in their core infrastructure businesses.
Okay, but that's pretty vague.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like?
Well, it means they're looking to really double down on sectors like renewable energy, ports, logistics, things like that. And honestly, this is a really smart move. I mean, just look at India.
Yeah.
Their need for sustainable infrastructure is only growing, and Adani already has so much expertise in these areas.
Right.
So this move lets them capitalize on some booming sectors.
So it's not even necessarily about like retreating from consumer goods. It's more about seeing opportunity and taking it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
But it also, I think, serves another purpose. I mean, Adani's been under a lot of scrutiny lately.
Yeah.
And selling off this stake could be seen as a way to kind of shore up their finances and give a boost to investor confidence.
Yeah, because by selling their stake, they're freeing up a ton of capital.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Like consolidating their resources.
Right. They're focusing on the areas where they've already got more expertise and more control,
Yeah.
like infrastructure. Essentially, they're minimizing risk, streamlining things.
Right.
It signals to investors that they're serious about long-term growth and not afraid to make big choices to get there.
Right. I mean, but let's be honest, stepping away from consumer goods also kind of distances them from how volatile that market can be. Like commodity prices are all over the place these days.
That's true. The consumer goods sector is very much influenced by, fluctuating commodity prices and constantly changing consumer preferences. So by stepping back, they could be trying to, just mitigate some of that uncertainty.
Right. So this whole exit could be a way to, play to their strengths, refocus their resources, and maybe even, like you said, reduce their exposure to all of those market fluctuations.
Yeah, exactly. And it really shows how adaptable they are, how they can evolve in a world that's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
It also allows them to reduce what's called their liquidity overhang.
Okay, wait, hold on. Liquidity overhang. You're going to have to break that down for me.
So basically, imagine you've got like a huge chunk of your money tied up in one single investment. It's like it really limits your ability to be flexible and make other moves. By getting rid of their stake in Adani Wilmar, Adani suddenly has a lot more cash on hand.
Okay.
It opens up options, to go after new opportunities or ventures with potentially even higher growth.
So it's not even just about having more money. It's about having more money that they can actually use.
Exactly. It's like financial maneuverability. They can jump on things faster when those opportunities pop up. And it also helps Adani Enterprises with what's called incubation capacity.
Okay, another term I need help with. Incubation capacity. What's that?
So think of it like their ability to nurture new ventures, develop them, within the company. They've got resources freed up. Operations are more streamlined. Now they can focus on building up these new businesses like under that Adani Digital umbrella or their airport businesses.
So this isn't just pulling back, this deal. It's giving them the space to launch something totally new.
Yeah, exactly. It's them realigning their resources, their priorities, the whole thing. But, we got to talk about the elephant in the room here.
The bribery indictment.
That's still a huge GE concern looming over Adani.
Yeah, this deal doesn't magic that away.
Nope. It's a big risk factor for them no matter what else they do.
Definitely. Investors are going to be watching that really closely, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets interesting, though, right? Is this exit like a genius move strategically? Or is it a sign that they're feeling the pressure and getting a little,
Greek.
yeah, or maybe it's both. We can't forget, though, there's another major player in all this, Wilmar International.
Oh, right, right. They're the ones who are...
They're the Singapore-based
Mhm.
global agribusiness giant. I mean, these guys are involved in everything. Palm oil, sugar refining.
Yeah.
They are a force in the food industry globally.
Wow, okay. So major player acquiring a major brand. What's in it for them? What's Wilmar getting out of this deal?
Well, they're getting complete control of a super profitable brand in the Indian market. That Fortune brand, it's basically what people think of when they think cooking oil in India.
Yeah.
So this solidifies them in a consumer market that's only growing. Totally strategic. It lines up perfectly with their whole goal of expanding more into these emerging markets like India. And since they'll have full ownership, they get to call the shots. Plus, they can use those existing distribution networks Fortune already has to bring even more of their products into India.
Sneaky. I like it.
Right. And having a brand everyone already loves, like Fortune, doesn't hurt their portfolio at all.
Definitely not. It's got to give them an edge in such a, what did you call it, dynamic market.
Very dynamic.
So is this like a win-win for both sides then? Adani gets a cash infusion, they streamline things.
Yeah.
Wilmar gets a foothold in India and a great brand. It seems like everyone kind of walks away with something they wanted.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of us? Like, what does this mean for, the average person?
Well, if you're in India, you're probably still going to see Fortune at the store.
Yeah.
But there's a whole new story behind it now,
Yeah.
right? It's like global business is always changing, Even these brands we think of as like totally stable, they can change hands overnight. All depends what these companies are doing, what's happening in the market, the whole thing.
And it makes you wonder what's next for Adani. They're big on ambition, playing the long game. Could this be like a step back so they can take a huge leap forward somewhere else?
Ooh, interesting. Maybe they've got their eye on some brand new market or some new technology that's emerging, something where they can really use that expertise and all those resources they have now.
They've never been afraid to make a splash, that's for sure.
Nope, this could be the start of a whole new chapter. Who knows?
It's like watching a chess game, but it's the whole world, right? So we've given you the pieces. What do you think this all means for Adani, Wilmar, the whole Indian market?
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is just one piece of the puzzle. Keep watching what happens with infrastructure, renewable energy, the whole agribusiness scene.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you'll find some surprising connections.
Always more to learn, all right? Well, we've got the article we've been talking about in the show notes, plus some other stuff if you want to go even deeper. Happy exploring. And until next time, keep on diving deep.